Welcome to our Sunday morning meditation service. What I will be doing with Louis on tabla and Larry on synthesizer will be doing a simple chant just to open us up to that quiet space within us. They're just statements that help raise our consciousness so that when Jack speaks, you are hearing it on the highest level. It's such a gift to be in this ministry, to be part of what brought this ministry into the beautiful place that it is, was just such a vision that happened by a few people that started it, and then we came from Texas and joined this group that was in this little teeny church on Pearl Street, and it was just at the right time where people, the young people were really searching for a message that made sense to them. And it was all based around meditating and coming to that quiet place where the all-knower enters into your knowing. And you start taking action that's positive in your life, and you see changes happen. And it's that God in you coming out. I was brought up Methodist, and it's a beautiful religion, but it didn't talk to me as I was growing up. It was all too outer. And in the native way, it's all the inner. It's all connected to every bit of that essence that's in all of creation, in all of life. And so when we came into unity, it was like that was the answer to what we were going to bring our children up in. And so we feel so blessed to have it here in this beautiful facility. So we're going to do a simple chant.
Good morning, everyone. Most people have only a sparse inclination of what will happen at the conclusion of their spiritual journey when they awaken to reality. Awaken is the appropriate word because the enlightened sages refer to life as a dream. And so many people are concerned with that particular interpretation because they fear that when they awaken from the dream, they will simply be in a bodiless state of nothingness. And that's the grand fear of people on the spiritual journey. And then, of course, people not on the spiritual journey are simply afraid of death anyway, having all kinds of misunderstood ideas about death. However, the enlightened sages and the authentic prophet Edgar Cayce state that when we awaken on the spiritual journey, we awaken to the eternal now awareness that goes on life after life after life. But being in the eternal now awareness is being awake in the dream. In short, we come to the awakened revelation that I am being dreamed. All are being dreamed. And therefore, the process of living life in a state of reflection brings us to a reality that allows us to flow with the dreaming of the world. Brings us to a revelation that allows us to flow with the dreaming of the world. Long ago, there was an Eastern monarch who was troubled in every way, every day, harassed on every side by the ever-changing tides of circumstances over which he had no control. Distraught, upset, frantic, and afraid, he called his wise men together and entreated them to come up with some saying, some motto that he could use that would bring him peace of mind. And so his enlightened wise men spent weeks in discourse and debate, in meditation, and then finally returned to the monarch with these 5 miracle words. Words that would bring peace to the mind in every changing circumstance, in every chance would bring peace. With all things and whatever happened, good or bad, these 5 miracle words would bring peace to his mind. And he had demanded that this saying, would be small enough to be engraved on a ring he would always have before him. So he would always have peace of mind. And thus the wise men delivered this miracle statement. Can we have this on PowerPoint, please? This too shall pass away. Reflect on that for a moment. See if you can recognize the wisdom in that under any circumstances would bring peace. This statement has been enduring down through the centuries, whether or not it was ever created for a desperate monarch or not. It came to light somewhere centuries and centuries ago, and it has endured in the consciousness of human beings. Every now and then you'll see it appear in a newspaper article or a magazine or a news story written about how it redeemed and delivered someone, some person. Women write it on a piece of paper and keep it in their purse. Long ago, when there were pocket watches, men used to have it engraved on their pocket watch. Because it is an enduring truth that, when understood and taken to heart, really does deliver us from anxiety and over-concern. In fact, can I have the next PowerPoint, please? This is from a book titled Light from Many Lamps. When Lincoln was forced to endure the hatred of millions because of his steadfast loyalty to purpose and principles, when he was bitterly reviled and condemned for refusing to consider an unjust peace, he reminded himself that this too would pass in time, and that with God's help, he would weather the storm. This too would pass in time, and with God's help would weather the storm. He used that exact idea again when he was pacing in the White House, listening to the reports coming in from Gettysburg, knowing that the entire nation's survival hung in the balance of that battle. He went to his room and locked the door and prayed to God. And in those moments, he prayed, Almighty God, I have done everything I can do. It is all in your hands. It has always been in your hands. And when he spoke to a friend later on about that, and this was written down, he said that a great weight was lifted from his shoulders. Just recognizing that in prayer, he was relieved of all the heavy-duty pangs and anxiety that he had been heaping on himself. And this too did pass away. And so we have these words, but we don't have the full understanding that goes with them. Some people will protest, saying that this idea would make one indifferent to the suffering of others. But in truth, what it does is it frees the mind from stewing over and over in useless attempts to control that which they have no control over. And as you have heard me said enough times, we should begin to seriously bring our awareness to the eternal here and now. And we should, in doing that, recognize that which is upon our personal path and release all of that which is not upon our personal path, all of that over which we have no control. I'm talking about the recent great concerns that people are talking to me about. They're not going to draw me in, but they still try to talk to me about, hoping that some wisdom, well, if they're here today, they're getting it. Some wisdom may emerge that would help them. People are concerned about the shutdown of Shanghai and China. And in the outer directed unenlightened world, you should surely be concerned, because 25 million people in the entire economy of China, which is flourishing, was flourishing, has been shut down for weeks, and looks like it's continuing to be shut down. And people suppose it's because of whatever new variant that the coronavirus is putting out there. They have robots patrolling those streets, forcing people, telling people to get back inside their homes. There are men in hazmat suits shoving people physically back into their apartments. 25 million people. The economy of China at stake. Do you really suppose that it's just because of a recent outbreak of the coronavirus as we have known it? This is what people are saying to me. Or is it something more to be concerned about? Let me say to you, whatever it is, it will pass away. It will surely pass away. Now, you may be concerned about the war in Ukraine. And as you were concerned, many of you, about the war in Vietnam, what did you do to end the war in Vietnam? What was your concern all about? The angst and about all the killing that took place in Vietnam? What did you do about it? How did you manage to stop that war? I know that some of you did protest it, as I did. But you could have said, this too will pass away, because Vietnam today is one of the renowned tourist spots in the world, with high-rise, gorgeous, lavish hotels, nightclubs, and beautiful beaches. And you can take tours into the jungle in which men fought and died. You can take jeep tours in that beautiful tropical jungle. This too will pass away. What did you do about the tsunami that tore through all those countries and buried some of those islands and those people on them? What did you do about that? Or what did you do about Hurricane Katrina, with all your angst and your worry and your concern? What did you do with that? How did you manage that? But it also has passed away. You might have had peace through the whole thing. You might have even had taken action. You might have prayed, and you might have sent money, and you might have done what you could. You might have actually protested the war in Vietnam and never surrendered your peace, knowing that it would also pass away. So this young, brilliant gentleman wrote this poem, which has also become a classic that people cling to. Can we have this next PowerPoint, please? This too shall pass away, a poem by Paul Hamilton Hayne. Art thou in misery, brother? Then I pray, be comforted. Thy grief shall pass away. Art thou elated? Ah, be not too gay. Art thou in danger? Still let reason sway, and cling to hope, this too shall pass away. Tempted art thou, in all the anguish lay, one truth to heart, this too shall pass away. Do rays of lofty glory round thee play, king-like art thou, this too shall pass away. Whate'er that art, whate'er thy footsteps stray, heed these wise words, this too shall pass away. Even as the unfounded, difficult and problematic ideas about death exist in the minds of the unenlightened, and even those on the spiritual journey concerned of not knowing what awakening would actually mean. And we're about 5 minutes away from a meditation that will awaken us. For now, it's best to just contemplate what is being said. Take it in, think about it. Just out of curiosity, how many people right now, raise your hand, if you have already found a certain peace regarding this statement? Well, there's about 8 of you, and the rest of you will continue in your angst in spite of all that's been said. Maybe not. Maybe you know, you agree, but you didn't raise your hand. But we should know this as well. In contemplating this truth, that this too shall pass away, we should know that most of the masters down through the ages have this to say. Can we have this next PowerPoint, please? This is the heart of Buddha truth. Life is an illusion, a dream, a bubble, a shadow. Nothing is permanent. Nothing is worthy of anger. Nothing is worthy of dispute. Nothing. You could actually take that and realize that nothing is worth concern, real concern. But that'll take you to that place again where you have to consider that this might just be making one indifferent to the suffering everywhere. Has anything been said about not praying for those who are still suffering? Anything been said about taking whatever actions you might feel would improve the conditions of people who are suffering. That, nothing like that has been said. All that has been said is surrender your concerns, because all of that will pass away. And you can think of it this way: all of that is already passing away, because that's all there is. And we're now only about 4 minutes away from being enlightened in this meditation that will be shared. That's if Norma doesn't come out too soon, and then we can't have the meditation. Actually, you're about 10 minutes away. That gives me license to go on and on. You see, from the beginning, the thought system that Eckhart Tolle said would ultimately lead to mass insanity. Did you know that Eckhart Tolle said that? And he said it about 4 years ago, before the state of humanity hadn't reached this place in the outer-directed, illusion-driven, unenlightened world. He said that the entire world would go insane. And so from the unenlightened point of view, this is what we are seeing. But remember, it's the unenlightened point of view. We only know that it is going to be passing away, and that it is, in fact, at this time passing. So we are being called to this higher level of consciousness, because the only thing that can be of value is a transformation in the collective humanity, a transformation in the consciousness of humanity, a transformation in the minds of human beings. For has there ever been a time when there was not war? Has there ever been a time where there was not suffering? Has there ever been a time when there hasn't been deceit and manipulation? Has there ever been a time like that? So, what then is God, the Creator, doing? Except allowing ourselves to see life, listen to it. If you don't take anything else away from this, take what I'm about to say with you. What is God doing but allowing us to see life being controlled and operated by mankind without God? Having no fealty toward God, we have lost the ability to intuit the reality and the majesty of truly being alive. There is a majesty in enlightened living and being alive. There is a majesty in being peaceful. There's a majesty in being joyful. But how can we get there until we once again discard the intellect as our God and recognize by faith that we are not self-created? How long it will take us to get there is not a question for any of us to be concerned about, because you can go there now. You can be there now. You can be in the consciousness divine now and forever. If you're capable, I expect you are, many of you are. If you're capable of embracing this meditation, which will come to you, a guided meditation, following the bowls. Relax into the tones of these beautiful Tibetan bowls, calibrated to impact and lift and expand the 7 chakras of awareness. So just relax now in place. The contemplative part of this has passed. You can pick up the CD if you want to still contemplate it or carry it with you, that's good. But just be at peace now in this moment, where there is nothing taking place that is threatening anyone. Just be still and know there is only God. Open your minds your hearts, your being. And behold, I am they. I am he. I am you. I am she. I am the mountains, the forest, the deserts, and the sea. Regardless of what you think, there is only me. Be still and know that I am dreaming you. You are not dreaming me. Be at peace and know that I am in charge of everything. Find the joy in dreaming with me. You can either dream with me or imagine otherwise. For I am they. I am he. I am you. I am she. Regardless of what you think, there is only me. I am the mountains, the forests, the deserts, the rivers, the oceans, the birds, the creatures all are me. Be still and know that I am dreaming you. You are not dreaming me. Be at peace and know that I'm in charge of everything. Be at peace and know that you can either dream with me or imagine otherwise. Be still and know that I only am God. Do not forget. I am they. I am she. I am you. I am he. I am the mountains, the deserts, the forests, and the sea. Regardless of what you think, there is only me. Be still and know that I am dreaming you. You are not dreaming me. Be at peace and know that I am in charge of everything. Be at peace and know that I only am God. You can either dream with me or imagine otherwise, for I only am God. As we go forth now from this meditation, let us go forth with a greater determination to be present in the now of our lives, dealing with that on our personal path and releasing all else to the will of God, and knowing in every moment, this too shall pass away. And to this, let us say, Amen. We will take an offering for unity now. As we take our offerings in our hands, and those of you that are online, those of you that are watching this live stream, you can just scroll down to that button that says donate. It'll give you the ways you can donate to Unity of Boulder. So just bring to mind then that financial gift you'd like to make to the truth that makes you free, Unity of Boulder, and bring into your hands, your hearts, your minds, this gift you are going to make. And let's bless it with this offering prayer. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, because I give. And so it is.
I've come to earth to learn to be free. Freedom's a state of mind. My mind chooses to
I will be speaking at the next service. Santisha and Mike are away on a little vacation. So I will be taking over the second service as well. And those of you that might be tuning into the second service as well on live stream, don't turn it off just because I'm not as pretty as Santisha. We have refreshments in Fellowship Hall, for those of you who'd like to stay and chat. To everyone, have an enlightened now day.